could the Incredible Hulk survive the zombie apocalypse from The Walking Dead? The answer seems obvious at first, right? He's the Hulk. Let's really break it down, because it's not as simple as you might think. We need to consider both sides of the coin, the unstoppable green rage monster and the very vulnerable, very human Bruce Banner. First, let's talk about the big guy himself. When Bruce gets angry, he transforms into the Hulk. In this form, he's a walking, talking, or rather, roaring tank. The walkers in The Walking Dead, while terrifying in numbers, are slow, clumsy, and relatively weak. Their main weapon is their bite. But could a walker even bite the Hulk? His skin is practically impenetrable. Bullets bounce off him. A walker's decaying teeth would probably just crumble against his green hide. So, a bite is out of the question. What about getting overwhelmed by sheer numbers? We've seen massive herds of walkers take down entire communities. Could they bury the Hulk? I highly doubt it. Hulk's strength is off the charts. He could simply leap over a herd, smash his way through it with a thunderclap, or just send walkers flying in every direction. A herd that would be a death sentence for any human would be little more than an inconvenience for the Hulk. He wouldn't get tired. He doesn't need to eat or sleep in Hulk form. He could just keep smashing indefinitely. In a direct confrontation, Hulk versus any number of walkers, Hulk wins. No contest. But here's the crucial catch, the one that makes this whole scenario interesting. He's not always the Hulk. Eventually, the anger subsides, and he reverts back to Dr. Bruce Banner. And Bruce is a completely different story. He's a brilliant scientist, yes, but physically, he's just a regular guy. He's vulnerable to everything the survivors in The Walking Dead face daily. Walker bites, starvation, dehydration, and the most dangerous threat of all, other humans. Imagine this. Hulk has just cleared a town of walkers. He's calming down, the adrenaline is fading, and suddenly, he's Bruce again. He's standing in the middle of a street, exhausted, disoriented, and probably without any clothes. He's completely exposed. A single, unseen walker sneaking up from behind could end it all with one bite. Or a hostile group of survivors could see him as an easy target. Bruce needs to find food, water, and shelter just like everyone else. His intellect is a huge advantage, but doesn't make him immune to a walker's bite or a bandit's bullets. So, survival for Bruce Banner depends entirely on managing his transformations. He can't stay Hulk forever. This means his survival strategy has to be built around the man, not the monster. Bruce is smart enough to understand this. Who would note that turning into the Hulk is a last resort, a powerful weapon to be used strategically, not recklessly. He wouldn't just go on a smashing spree whenever he saw a walker. That would be too risky. What if he turns back in an open field, surrounded by the very walkers he'd just scattered? Instead, Bruce's strategy would likely be one of stealth and avoidance, much like the other survivors. He'd use his brilliant mind to fortify locations, create diversions, and understand walker behavior. He'd probably try to find a secure, isolated location, like a lab or a bunker, where he could work on a long-term solution. Maybe even a cure. After all, he's an expert in biochemistry and gamma radiation. Who better to study the zombie pathogen? The Hulk becomes his emergency escape plan, his panic button. If his fortified base is breached, if he's cornered by a herd, or if he runs into a group like the Saviors, then he can unleash the Hulk. Get angry. Smash the immediate threat, and then use the resulting chaos to escape and find a new, safe place to hide and revert back to Bruce Banner. It's a high-risk, high-reward cycle. Let's also consider the psychological toll. Bruce Banner is a good man who struggles with the destruction the Hulk causes. In a world where he'd be forced to use the Hulk to survive, He'd be constantly fighting a war on two fronts. Against the walkers outside and the monster within. The guilt of what the Hulk does, even to zombies, might weigh on him heavily. The constant fear and stress of survival in the Walking Dead's world is the perfect trigger for the Hulk. It's a paradox. The very thing that would keep him alive, stress and anger, is the thing he's always tried to control. He might find himself transforming at the worst possible moments. A simple argument over a can of beans could level an entire survivor camp. Makes him a massive liability to any group he might join. Sure, having the Hulk on your side is a game-changer. Alexandria with the Hulk. The governor wouldn't have stood a chance. Negan and the Saviors. Their reign of terror would have ended in about 5 minutes. But would you want to live with Bruce Banner, knowing that if he gets too stressed or stubs his toe, he could accidentally destroy your entire home and everyone in it? It's a terrifying prospect. Most groups would probably see him as too dangerous to have around, forcing him into a life of isolation. So, could the Incredible Hulk survive The Walking Dead? The answer is a conditional yes. Hulk, the entity, is more than a survivor. He's an extinction-level event for the walkers. But he can't exist without Bruce Banner. Therefore, the survival of the whole package depends entirely on Bruce's intelligence and his ability to manage his transformations. He would have to live a life of extreme caution, using the Hulk as a weapon of last resort. Holiday. He would need to be smarter, more careful, and more isolated than almost any other survivor. It wouldn't be a rampage. It would be a calculated, terrifying game of chess where one wrong move means death for Bruce. And an uncontrolled rage means destruction for everyone around him. He could survive, but he would likely be the loneliest man in the apocalypse. What do you guys think? Could Bruce manage the monster well enough to make it to the end? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like and subscribe for more.